Good morning students, Sai Ram. In today's mathematics session, we are going to revise and discuss some of the important problems from chapter number 1, knowing our numbers, chapter 2, whole numbers, and chapter 3, playing with numbers. But before we do that, let's have a look at the paper pattern of mathematics question paper. So here is the paper pattern. You have question number 1, which consists of 3 parts: A. MCQ, B. fill in the blanks, C. True or false. Question number 2 will have diagram based questions. Then question number 3, MCQ. Question number 4, complete the following. Now let's proceed with the revision. Question number 1, write the difference between the greatest and least number that can be written using the digits 5, 1, 6, 3, 2 each only once. So what we have to do? We have to write the greatest possible number out of these digits and the least possible number and then find the difference. So the greatest possible number is 65,321 and the least possible number is 12,356. When we find the difference of these two numbers, what do we get? We get 52,965. So option B is the correct answer. Moving on to question number 2. When rounded off to nearest thousands, the number 85,642. So the number is 85,642. It has to be rounded off to nearest thousands. So it can be rounded off as 86,000. So option D is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question, question number 3. A person had rupees 10 lakhs with him. He purchased a color TV for 16,580 rupees, a motorcycle for rupees 45,890 and a flat for rupees 8,70,000. How much money was left with him? So the total amount the person had was 10 lakhs. The amount he spent on color TV was rupees 16,580. The amount he spent on the motorcycle was rupees 45,890 and the amount he spent on a flat is 8,70,000. So what is the total amount he spent? It will be 16,580 plus 45,890 plus 8,70,000. So what is the total amount that we get? It is 9,32,470. So what is the amount left with him? We subtract 9,32,470 from 10 lakhs. Then what do we get? We get 67,530 rupees as the amount which is left with him. So the correct answer is 67,530 rupees. Moving on to the next question. A garment factory produces 2,16,315 shirts, 1,82,736 trousers and 58,706 jackets in a year. What is the total production of the 3 items in that year? So the number of shirts produced by the factory is 2,16,315. And what is the number of trousers produced by the factory? It is 1,82,736. And the number of jackets produced is 704. So what is the total production of the factory? It is 2,16,315 plus 1,82,736 plus 58,704. And what is the total amount that we get when we add all these numbers? What do we get as the total number? It is 4,57,755. So the total production of the factory that year is 4,57,755. Moving on to the next question. Question number 5. A box contains 5 strips, each having 12 capsules of 500 milligrams medicine in each capsule. Find the total weight in grams of medicine in 32 such boxes. So we have a box, each box contains 5 strips and each strip contains 12 capsules and each capsule contains 500 milligrams of medicines. And what we have to do? We have to find the total weight in grams of medicine in 32 such boxes. So how do we solve this problem? The quantity of medicine in one capsule is 500 milligrams. Okay. So the quantity of medicine in 12 capsules or in one strip, it will be 500 milligrams multiplied by 12, isn't it? So it will be 6,000 milligrams. Okay, 500 multiplied by 12, we get 6,000 milligrams. 6,000 milligrams is equal to 6 grams. Now the quantity of medicine in 5 strips or in one box, it is 6 multiplied by 5, that is 30 grams. And how many boxes we have to find out? It is quantity of medicine in 32 boxes. So in one box we have 30 grams of medicine. So the quantity of medicine in 32 boxes will be 30 multiplied by 32. It is 960 grams. So the quantity of medicine in 32 boxes is equal to 960 grams. Moving on to the next question, question number 6. Estimate the product 758 multiplied by 6,784 using the general rule. So when we have to find the product of two numbers, what do? We can estimate the numbers to their greatest value. So 758 can be rounded off to 800 and 6,784 can be rounded off to 7,000. Now to get the estimated product, we multiply 800 and 7,000. When we multiply these numbers, what do we get? We get 56 lakhs as the number. So the estimated product of 758 and 6,784 is 56 lakhs. Question number 7. The population of a town was 78,787 in the year 1991 and 95,833 in the year 2001. Estimate the increase in population by rounding off each population to the nearest hundreds. So the population 78,787 rounded off to the nearest hundreds will be equal to 78,800. And 95,833 rounded off to the nearest hundreds will be 95,800. Now the estimated increase in population will be 95,800 minus 78,800. So what is the estimated increase in the population? It is 17,000. So the estimated increase in population from the year 1991 to 2001 is 17,000. Question number 8. Which of the following is not true? So we have to look at the statements and decide which one is not true. First statement shows the associative property of addition of whole numbers. Second, B1 shows the associative property of multiplication of whole numbers. That is also true. C is 7 plus 8 into 9 is equal to 7 plus 8 into 7 plus 9. This statement is not true. It is false. D is correct. So, answer C, option C is the correct answer for this question. C is not true. It is false. Now coming to question number 9. The successor of 1,06,159. What is the next number of this number? It is 1,06,160. So this is the correct option. Question number 10. 2,916 multiplied by what is equal to 0? Children, we know that when we multiply any number by 0, it becomes 0. So, if we multiply this number 2,916 by 0, it becomes 0. So, option B is the correct answer. Next question, question number 11. A driver filled his car petrol tank with 25 liters of petrol on Monday. On Tuesday, he filled his tank with 35 liters of petrol. If the petrol cost rupees 92 per liter, how much did he spend on petrol? So, the petrol filled on Monday was 25 liters. Petrol filled on Tuesday was 35 liters. Petrol filled on Tuesday was 35 liters. So, what is the total quantity of petrol? It is 25 plus 35, that means 60 liters. And the cost of 1 liter of petrol is rupees 92. So, what will be the cost of 60 liters of petrol? It will be 60 multiplied by 92, that means rupees 5,520. So, here we have option B as the correct answer for this problem. Now, let us proceed to question number 12. The prime factorization of the largest 4-digit number is, two options are given. So, here what we have to do? We have to find the prime factorization of the largest 4-digit number. The largest 4-digit number is 9,999. So, we do the prime factorization by dividing with the smallest prime factor, that is 3. Okay. So, what we get? We get 3,333. Then which can be again divided by the smallest prime factor, that is 3. So, we get 1,111. Now, 1,111 can be divided by 11 and what do we get? We get 101. And 101 can be divided by itself, we get 1. So, till we get 1, we go on doing the prime factorization. So, what is the prime factorization of 9,999? It is 3 into 3 into 11 into 101. So, which is the correct option here? Option B is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number, next question, that is question number 14. Question number 13. The smallest digit by which the blank to be filled in the number 56-81. Okay. So, we have to fill the blank in the number 56-81 so that the number becomes divisible by 3. So, which number has to be filled here? We have the 4 options here. Children, we can add these given digits and find out that these digits sum up to the number 20, isn't it? 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 1 gives us 20. So, what is the smallest digit to be filled here? It will be 4, so that the number becomes 24, which is divisible by 3. So, option D is the correct answer. Coming to question number 14. Find the LCM of 80, 96, 125 and 160. So we have to find the LCM, lowest common multiple of these numbers. What do? We write the numbers like this in a row and start dividing by the smallest prime number, that is 2. So what do we get? We get 40, 48, 125 and 80. Again we can divide them by taking the smallest prime factor, that is 2. So in the next row we get 20, 24, 125 will be written as it is and 80 becomes 40. Again we take 2 as the prime factor to divide the numbers which are possible to divide. So it becomes 10, 12, 125 and 20. Again they can be divided by 2. We get 5, 6, 125 and 10. Again the next number, the prime number to divide these numbers we will take will be 3, the next prime number. So we can write 5 as it is. 6 divided by 2 has become 3. So 3 becomes 1 here. 5 will be written like this. 125 will be written like this and 5 will be written like this. So the next prime factor that is taken is 5. So 5 divided by 5 we get 1, we have 1 here, and 125 divided by 5 becomes 25 and 5 5s are 1. So 5 divided by 5 becomes 1. Again we take 5 as the prime factor and divide 25, we get 5 here. Again we take 5 as the prime factor and divide 5 and we get 1. In the end, in the last row we should get 1 by dividing all the numbers by prime factors. So what will be the LCM of these numbers? 80, 96, 125 and 160. It will be 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5 into 5 into 5. When we multiply these prime factors, what do we get? We get 12,000. So the LCM of these 4 numbers 80, 96, 125 and 160 is 12,000. Now let's move on to the next problem. Problem number 15. A merchant has 120 liters of oil of one kind, 180 liters of another kind of oil and 240 liters of a third kind. He wants to sell the oil by filling the 3 kinds of oils in tins of equal capacity. What should be the greatest capacity of such a tin? So what we have to do here, since he wants to sell the oil by filling these kinds of oils in tins of equal capacity, what we have to do, the greatest capacity of such a tin will be the HCF of 120, 180 and 240. So let's find the HCF of these 3 numbers. So the HCF of the prime factorization of 120 will be like this. It will be started by 2, we get 60, then 60 can again be divided by 2, we get 30, 30 is again divided by 2, we get 15, 15 gets divided by the next prime factor, that is 3, we get 5 and 5 is divided by 5, we get 1. So what is the prime factorization of 120? It is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. So the next number is 180. It can be divided by the smallest prime factor, that is 2. So we get 90. 90 is again divided by 2. We get 45. Now 45 is divided by the next prime factor, that is 3. We get 15. 15 is again divided by the prime factor 3. We get 5 and 5 is divided by itself. We get 1. So the prime factorization of 180 is 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. Now we start the prime factorization of 240 by dividing it with the smallest prime number, that is 2. We get 120, which is again divided by 2. We get 60, 60 again divided by 2. We get 30, 30 again divided by 2. We get 15. Now 15 can be divided by the next prime factor, that is 3. So we get 5 here and 5 divides itself, we get 1. So what is the prime factorization of 240? It is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 4. So how do we get the HCF of these 3 numbers? we find their common factors and multiply them. So it is 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. So it becomes 60 liters. So 60 liters is the maximum capacity of the tin to measure the 3 kinds of oil. Let's move on to the next question. Find the least number that is exactly divisible by 105, 216 and 314. So what we have to do here, we have to find a number which is exactly divisible by 105, 216 and 314. For this, what we have to do, we have to find the LCM of these 3 numbers. So for finding the LCM, we write them in a row like this and start dividing by the smallest prime number, that is 2. So we divide these numbers. 105 will be written as it is, 216 and 314 can be divided by 2, we get 108 and 157. Again we take the same prime factor 2 to divide 108, 105 will be written as it is, 108 when divided by 2 becomes 54 and 157 can be written as it is because it is not divisible by 2. Again we take the prime number 2 to divide 54, 105 will be written like this, 54 divided by 2 becomes 27 and 157 written like that. Then next prime factor we take 3, 3 divides 105, we get 35 and 27 it divides, we get 9 and 157 will be written as it is. Then again we take 3 as the prime number to divide and 35 will be written like this, 9 is divided by 3, we get 3 and 157 is written as it is. Again we take 3 and 35 and 157 will be written as it is and 3 divides itself, we get 1. Now we take the next prime factor 5, 5 divides 35, we get 7 and we write 157 as it is. Next prime factor to be taken is 7, 7 divides itself, we get 1, 1 will be written as it is and 157 it is written as it is, it can be divided by itself, we get 1 in the last row. So what will be the LCM of these numbers? So it will be 2 into, we will multiply all these prime factors to get the LCM. So it will be 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 5 into 7. That means it will be it will be 11,86,920. So what is the LCM of these numbers? It is this one, 11,86,920. This number will be exactly divisible by the numbers 105, 216 and 314. Next question. What could be the least number which when we divide by 20, 25 and 30 leaves a remainder 6 in each case? So what will be the number which when divided by 20, 25 and 30 leaves a remainder 6 in each case? For this problem what we have to do? First we have to find the LCM of these 3 numbers 20, 25 and 30 and then add find the LCM and add 6 to the number. So the numbers will be written like this in a row, 20, 25 and 30. We divide by 2, we get 10, 25 and 15. 25 is written as it is not divisible by 2 and we get 15 and 10 in the next row. So again we take 2 and divide 10, we get 5 and 25 is written as it is, 15 is written as it is. Next prime factor to be taken is 3. 3 divides 15, we get 5, 25 and 5 are written as it is. Next prime factor to be taken is 5, 5 divides itself, we get 1, 5 divides 25, we get 5 and 5 divides itself, we get 1. Again we take 5 as the prime factor and we get 1, 1 and 1 in the last row. So what is the LCM? It will be 2 into 2 into 3 into 5 into 5. So when we multiply these numbers, what do we get? We get 300. Now 300 is the number which is exactly divisible by 20, 25 and 30. But we want a number which after being divided by 20, 25 and 30 leaves 6 in each case. So what will be that number? It will be 300 plus 6, that means 306. So 306 is the answer for this problem. Children, with this problem I end this session. We will discuss more problems in our coming session. Thank you.